Left of the box. So here is another tweet from Matthew Green saying it is unconscionable that the state of Israel actively engages in the ethnic cleansing in Gaza. Any Canadian organization would sponsor events promoting illegal settlements in the West Bank, which is clearly illegal under international law. Shame on everyone involved. And so here we have Israel real estate seminars in the US and Canada selling West Bank settlement homes. Yeah, this is a thing going on right now, and part of the reason why there's so many pro-Palestinian protests around those synagogues happening right now, because these are happening, selling off of these settlement homes are happening in these synagogues. So they're not being targeted because they're a synagogue, they're being targeted because they're doing illegal activity in them. And so there was just a list of dates of when these were happening, and oh look, Toronto and Montreal are on that list. And here's Matthew Green just saying, yeah, this is horrible. It is. So here we have a quick little video about somebody who was out protesting one of these events.
Yeah, hi. So I'm Rabbi David Mivasser. I'm an active member of Independent Jewish Voices Canada. And I'm here today outside a synagogue where they're selling properties built on land stolen from Palestinians. There's a real estate agency that's come here today to Toronto to sell properties built on stolen Palestinian land. It's kind of unbelievable that Canada permits this. It's clearly illegal.
Yeah, that Canada would permit homes being sold on stolen land. I'm not saying anything against this rabbi here, he knows, but there's so many Canadians that just like, oh, we don't see the problem with this. Selling these homes on stolen land. There's no problem. Like, what's the problem? Yeah, that's settler colonialism, Canadians for you. But this person is not one of those. Just want to make that clear.
We're here today to call that out, and God willing to make it stop. Yeah, hi.
So this is the reason why there was that protest outside of a synagogue that a man with a nail gun then decided to go and attack people. Bassam Yusef had tweeted this out. See how propaganda works. Half truths and bunch of lies. Yes, there are protests outside a synagogue, but they are not harassing worshippers who are going to the synagogue. They are protesting a real estate event inside the synagogue that is selling homes in illegal settlements in the West Bank. How do I know that? Because there is a video from that same angle for a Jewish person talking to the camera, talking about the real estate event, protesting it, and wondering how Canada allows selling illegal homes in illegal settlements. Try again. And he was quote tweeting this: breaking anti-Israel protests have gathered in front of a synagogue in Toronto to harass Jews attending their religious service. Looks like it is the way you told us, whoever that person is. So this person here is just flat out lying. That is not the case. They are protesting the selling of illegal homes from the West Bank. Just again, the framing that our media likes to put around it, or just ignoring it altogether, is quite the thing. Agent NDN found this fun little video here that we can watch. And so he tweeted out, that Natalia woman doesn't exactly inspire a lot of confidence, does she? And we'll get to her in here. Gada had posted this. Thank you, CBC News, for interviewing me and my comrade Chelsea from Jews Say No to Genocide regarding our opposition to Israeli colonial theft. So you'll see who this person that Agent NDM was talking about in a moment.
Thanks for joining us. New details are emerging tonight about a protest outside of Thornhill Synagogue this weekend. Pro-Palestinian demonstrators clashed with counter-protesters who say their actions were anti-Semitic. But those in attendance say the demonstration was organized to protest a real estate event marketing illegally occupied land in the West Bank. Tyler Cheese has the story.
A lot of my clients have expressed interest in moving to Israel, so I thought it was worthwhile for them to see the real estate side of things going on there.
A real estate expo held at a synagogue in Thornhill became the scene of a heated protest yesterday.
I don't think it's appropriate to show up and have a protest and a rally outside a synagogue, outside a home for Jewish individuals with special needs, near a library with children, and like the manner in which it went about was very antagonistic.
Yeah, I don't think it's appropriate to have these protests around all these vulnerable people. Okay, so here's the thing, Natalia. Then maybe not have an event where you're selling illegal homes being hosted in a synagogue, and then there wouldn't be that protest there, if that's what you're worried about. If that's the thing. Then try not having this event where you're selling illegal homes in a synagogue. Try doing that, because I don't think it's appropriate to have this event in the first place.
Demonstrators say they gathered at the synagogue because they believe the real estate event was advertising properties for sale in the West Bank. The Canadian government does not recognize Israel's control over the region.
Now, on their website, they say that it's based in central Israel, but that's not true. According to international law, it is, on occupied land. It is based in the West Bank. If you look at other properties on their website, you will see a lot of them have undisclosed address.
Meanwhile, those involved in the real estate expo are pushing back against those allegations.
That is absolutely false. Absolutely 100% false.
There's just, is she a drama student or something? Because she's just looking away and then looks at the camera. This is false. Absolutely 100% false.
I know the properties that were being sold, and it was not in disputed land.
I want to make a serious statement, so during this interview on the news, I'm going to look directly at you as opposed to the person who's interviewing me.
One pro-Palestinian advocate we spoke with, who is also a realtor, says it's inappropriate to hold this kind of event in a synagogue in the first place.
Synagogues are holy places of worship. They should not be used to hold real estate events. I, as a realtor, would never, ever consider holding one of my real estate events in a synagogue.
But they say they weren't targeting the synagogue itself or Jewish residents of the neighborhood.
No matter where these events were, we would be there protesting. If there was a Russian Orthodox church that decided to hold an event to sell Ukrainian land, we would all be protesting there as well.
Yes, it's about protesting the event, not the place.
It's not a matter of where it is, it's a matter of what it is.
B'nai B'rith, a Jewish service organization, condemned yesterday's protest and called on Canadian law enforcement to prevent future demonstrations at Israeli real estate events. Similar events are scheduled to take place in Montreal tomorrow and in Thornhill on Thursday. Tyler Cheese, CBC News, Toronto.
Meantime, a man who clashed with protesters during yesterday's demonstration in Thornhill is facing a number of charges. Police say they were called to the synagogue just before 10 a.m. yesterday after someone reported being assaulted. Witnesses told police a man stopped his vehicle near pro-Palestinian demonstrators and began swearing at them and then got into a confrontation with three protesters. One person told police the man discharged a nail gun. According to investigators, no one was hurt. The accused is a 27-year-old man from Vaughan. He's facing several charges, including assault and assault with a weapon.
Again, media is covering these stories if they cover them. At least this is good. How Global News here has actually covered this story. They've added a fair bit of context to it. They had the pro-selling of illegal homes on to speak, which is good because she totally made an ass of herself and put her on air. I want to see her on air more so that people will know how horrible she is. And they also showed videos of the people who were protesting and heard their side as well. And they didn't just say it was a protest about nothing. They actually allowed the context to be added into the story. So that's a good thing. But as we've seen from some of these other media stories, that type of context can be lacking, especially when it comes to putting a spotlight on what Israel is doing.